各位观众，大家好，我是主持人景尔，英文名是 Michael， 很高兴呢和大家在新一期的留学生节目中见面了。这一期节目呀，我邀请了一位从非洲大陆到美国来学习和工作的一位朋友，让他来谈一谈自己在美国学习中的感受。跟很多人的想法不一样啊。可能我们很多华人呢认为觉得非洲很遥远啊，好像非洲的生活跟我们完全没有关系。但是在现在这个全球化的世界上呢，任何一个地方，任何一个地方的人民啊，或者是朋友啊，或者是居民啊，都可以成为我们的朋友啊，所以我们要了解他们的生活，从中呢可以得到一些启示。那么这位朋友呢是来自于非洲一个国家叫尼日利亚啊，尼日利亚在我们中国人的一个印象中啊，可能是足球踢得特别好啊，他们在98年世界杯上或者是很多次的足球比赛上都留给我们深刻的印象啊，那个球员呢，这个速度非常快但是呢，这次我采访那个嘉宾，大家可以看出来啊，这个长得块头很大，对吧？看的是有点萌萌的啊，并不是非常的看上去不是运动员啊，也不是我们印象中的非洲一些撒哈拉沙漠以南的非洲啊，肯定是人都很瘦啊，并不是，他长得块头很大很胖啊，所以我想给大家带来一个是他的一些故事，他的一些分享啊，第二个呢就是他的一些谈吐啊，他的一些说话的方式啊，我觉得非常适合我们我们这个华人去了解啊，给大家看看跟一个非洲的朋友是怎么交往的，他们的说话习惯是什么啊？非常出乎我意料的有这么几点，我给大家总结一下吧。我跟他讲了采访了哪些问题啊？因为我们是用英文采访的，可能大家会觉得有些朋友啊，他英文不够好的没有那么的的话，他可能会听起来有点问题。那我想给大家解释一下。我问他的首先呢，就是说。他让他谈一谈来美国之前他的生活。那么他就说他是尼日利亚的接受尼日利亚一个高等学校的一个教育啊，从初中、高中一直读到大学，然后大学毕业以后在尼日利亚的一个跨国公司非常大的跨国公司是在全世界的非常大的跨国公司工作啊，他在尼日利亚分部工作同时呢，他是做的是涉及到市场层面的一个工作可以说是 marketing 和那个财务的分析上面的工作，所以他在那个地方工作了很长一段时间才来的美国。那么他工作的时候我问他就是那他工作的内容是什么呢他主要都是一些汇报涉及就市场营销方面的工作，那涉及尼日利亚当地的市场营销。那么行业呢都是在比较快消品吧，快速消费品这个行业上非常的贴近老百姓的生活。那么他呢也是达到了一定的 level 了他并不是一个小白领或者是一个中产，他在尼日利亚当地呢应该说是属于一个比较有钱的一个阶层了。然后呢我就问了他一下尼日利亚的教育体系我想问问他，就是比如说尼日利亚跟美国相比他在美国很多年了，我问他到底有什么不一样的这个教育。那么他就回答就非常有意思，他就说尼日利亚以前是英国的殖民地，所以尼日利亚的教育系统是承接了英国的教育系统。那么英国教育系统呢对他来说，他觉得可能跟美国教育系统相比，美国的那个压力更大一点就是说美国的大学里面的那个对考试的要求或者是对作业的要求他觉得以前是没有体验过的就是几乎每周都有作业每周都很紧就是把这个生活压得很紧。那么他说他以前在尼日利亚那边首先尼日利亚的教育他认为并不是质量非常高。第二呢，他认为尼日利亚这个体系呢是承接了英国的体系，英联邦的体系，所以他认为呢并没有那么紧，也不是那么紧这是他第二个观点。那第三个呢，我就问他关于在尼日利亚是在美国他怎样备考的，他是怎么样为什么要选择到美国来读书，他是怎么样准备这个考试准备那个一系列的就是各方面的准备来美国之前。那么他的观点也非常有洞见性他就说他选的地方他就 focus 在3个地方，一个是马里兰那边还有一个是俄亥俄，还有一个在伊利诺斯伊利诺伊芝加哥那边。那么他觉得首先他选择了3个地方，然后呢他在这个3个地方呢去投他准备的考试呢是 GRE 那我就问他了，我说从你的观点来看 GRE 难不难 因为他是学商科的，那我就问他，还有一个商科的考试是 GMAT， 那么从 GMAT 1和 GMAT 的区别上这个着眼点，我问他到底他觉得，因为他是考 GRE 的，但是他又被商学院给录取了，我问他为什么他要考 GRE， 为什么他觉得 GMAT 和 GRE 有什么区别他也做了一一的回复。下一个问题呢，我就问了他一点关于工作因为他在美国不但是学习，他还工作了一段时间，很多年应该说。那么我就问他，你怎么样到美国来找到工作、找到实习呢？他给我们大家带来最大的一个，我觉得一个启示吧，就是说必须要早早的规划，也就是说你要找明年夏天的暑假实习，你必须在今年的9月份、10月份就要开始准备了就要开始投了，或者开始选择目标了就要开始 network 在美国大家你们要找工作中国朋友或者是华人朋友一定要记住，如果大家还没有来美国的话 network 是非常重要的，就是说你提前跟那些人在领英或者在一些网站上，或者你要跟你 target 公司的内部人员要有个交流，你要让他们了解你你要让他们把自己介绍给他们，然后呢你申请呢才会可能几率比较大。那如果你纯粹的网申可能你就第一轮就被淘汰了，因为他们对你没印象像我们这样简历的人太多，所以就没有什么优势所以你要把自己变成不一样的要差异化。还有一点呢，他也说了，就是在美国找实习确实是不好找非常难找，但是呢要有信心真的要找到工作。如果你拼了命了想要在美国找到工作，总是可能找到工作的因为美国机会是很多的，现在经济也不是萧条时期，所以机会是不少的。但是呢，你要找好工作、称心如意的工作还是很难的，那非常可以说对国际生来说是非常难，因为还有涉及到里面一个签证的问题所以有些公司他并不会想要去 sponsor 别人因为他会嫌麻烦。所以这整个一个这个工作的问题我觉得从一个非洲同学非洲哥们儿的那个回答中我们可以得到一些启示。那最后呢，我就问了他一些关于美国生活的话题他也觉得美国的食物特别烂他喜欢本国的食物非常震惊的是，他们尼日利亚的食物听说据他说跟中餐有点像说吃点饭上面浇一点浇头可能就是这个样子，我猜就米饭加浇头，那对他来说好像跟中餐有点像他说美国的那个 food 并不是他喜欢的还有就是天气所以这些都是我觉得可以很有意思他说尼日利亚一年四季都很热美国很冷非常冷，所以他喜欢雪，但他非常害怕人所以这位同学这个非常和善，非常友好，讲话也非常踏实就是我觉得跟我们中国人一个普通的一个中国的产业界的工人或者是产业界的白领一模一样，没有什么区别。所以我通过和他的交往和聊天，我就知道这个世界上其实就是一个 global village， 对不对？我们大家都是在一个地球村里面，大家没有什么不一样的，差异化很小的。我们跟尼日利亚的朋友其实生活上是差不多的，我们要面临同样的问题，我们要一起共同对付生活上的一些烦恼都是一样的。那我们要怎么样解决生活上的问题，解决方案也都是一样的我们要到美国来读书，我们要为自己的生活带来更好的未来，都是一样的。所以我觉得从这一点也是我这个节目想给大家所带来的，就是让大家看看世界各地的留学生他们也是留学生对不对？还有世界各地的学生，他们的一些对于生活的洞见这是我非常希望给大家带来给大家的最后的最后我还问了他一个扩出去的问题就是关于最近这个周津巴布韦的一个事件吧他们的穆加贝总统下台了。那么我就问了他一下，据他所知津巴布韦是怎么样的情况。那么因为他这个尼日利亚跟津巴布韦虽然不远，但也虽然不近但是也属于一个大陆他居然也很感兴趣。他说他的观点就是也很有意思他觉得年轻的一代津巴布韦人是会有一个更好的未来，如果这个世界结束以后。那么我相信呢这是从他的一个片面的观点，是他自己的一个主观的想法，但是我相信呢可以给电视机前给那个网络前的观众有一个不一样的想法，就是非洲人民对于这件事件的看法。好吧，好，谢谢大家再持续听我的啰嗦听我的绘画，我就也不多说了请大家看我们的视频祝大家感恩节快乐。 Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today for our new show of a foreign student. Today I will interview a student from Nigeria, and he's now living in the US, and he he's pursuing his master degree in one of the most prestigious graduate school, business school in the U.S. So I will ask him a little bit of question about his life here and why he chose here and how he handle all the problems he met in the U.S. So hi. Can you introduce a little bit of yourself?
My name is Lolu. I'm from Nigeria. I had all my education was in Nigeria, and I have a little bit of work experience back in Nigeria before I moved to the United States as well. I'm currently married, and I have 3 kids here as well.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So you just married, or you married for a long time?
I've been married for about 5 years now.
Oh, 5 years.
Yeah.
So you met your wife in Nigeria, or when you were in Nigeria?
Yeah, I met her in Nigeria.
Okay. Yeah. Let me ask you my first question about why you choose to study here in the U.S. Because you mentioned you worked in Nigeria and you study before you study in Nigeria. But why you choose to study here?
So first of all, I mean, the American education system is like one of the best, as you know. And my goal has always been to acquire my graduate degree from the United States. So at some point, I knew I was going to have to come to the U.S., but I just wasn't sure of the timing. Even though I had a very good job back in Nigeria, I mean, it was a bit of a gamble, taking that, dropping everything behind and coming out with the U.S. because I knew that getting a graduate degree, especially an MBA and Masters in the U.S., is definitely a huge career achievement for me, and also a better way to step up in life as well. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to come to the United States.
Yeah. So do you think that U.S. the education here, business graduate education here in the U.S. are better than other places in the world?
I mean, it's one of the best, I would say, depending on, because from Nigeria, we're colonized by the British people, so the education system is similar to the way it is in England.
Okay.
So, I mean, I have a little bit of experience based on that. And I feel like the American system is more efficient because it's a continuous assessment kind of education. Unlike in the British, where we have like a whole semester, we go along, we take just one midterm and a few homeworks, and that's it, and we take the finals, and that's it. Sometimes we don't even take a midterm, we just take the finals. So it doesn't really help in continuing to assess you along through the semester. But in the United States, you have like the schools where you have homeworks every week just to assess your progress every week, and also you have midterms like 2 or 3 midterms before you actually get to the finals. So when you get to the finals, at the end of the day, it's going to be like, you know, much easier for you, considering the fact that you've taken 2 other midterms already. So yeah, I feel like it's a more efficient way and one of the best in the world, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not quite familiar with Nigeria, especially the education system in Nigeria. But after you mentioned that, I kind of know that your system is a little bit like the system of UK. Right?
UK, yeah.
And can I ask you a little bit of your work before you come here? What kind of work you did?
So I was working at Nestle first. When I got to Nestle, I was working as a market researcher. But before that, I worked for the Central Bank of Nigeria as a statistician. Then I went to Nestle and I was a market researcher. I was in the markets, gathering data and also analyzing trends, amongst other things, for the coffee department, because we have different sections. We have coffee, we have the dairy, we have the beverages, and a whole bunch of departments. But I was in the coffee department, and I was analyzing.
So you work for Nestle?
Nestle in Nigeria.
Wow, so it's a huge company.
Yeah, it is a world-class company. And when I moved from Nestle, I moved up to the ladder. They promoted me to the assistant brand manager in Nestle. And then I was kind of like a link between the markets and the corporate side of it. So a lot of times I still go to the markets and also report to my superiors and also try to make decisions that help shape the image of the brand.
So sounds like you work as a statistician also? Statistician, and also analyze data, marketing data, and also build link with markets and the company.
Yeah.
and kind of because you are quite familiar with the Nigerian market. You are the local people, so you're one of the local people. Yeah, so that makes sense. So, but I think it's a high paid, right?
Yeah, it's very high paid. That's why I say it's a big gamble coming to the US, because I had a high paying job and I was coming to the US where I was going to drop everything behind. So it was definitely a bit of a gamble coming to the US.
Yeah, it's a gamble, but I think maybe it's a right decision, because the MBA education, or the Master of Finance education in the US is kind of the best in the world.
True.
You already mentioned it. Yeah, and also I want to ask you about like, do you think that in Nigerian people, like there's lots of people who can get education, the higher education like you, or there's very few people? Because I can tell you that in China, not very. There's some people, like 50% of people, 50% of people, they cannot pursue higher degree during their entire life. So only 50% of people they can like me, they can continue their education until master degree. So what about
in Nigeria? I mean, I think a lot of people want to go to school.
Okay.
Let me just say that, because Nigerians, they're very smart people. Because one of the major things is the educational system is not the best. It's still growing.
Okay.
But we have these people that are still very dedicated, and they want to pursue an education, even though they pursue the education under the harshest of conditions. I mean, it's a very harsh condition. You have to go through a lot to be able to achieve it. So a lot of times it's not because they don't want to, but it's just the opportunities available. And not everybody has the opportunity to come to the United States or to go outside the United States to get an advanced degree. So when they can get it locally, which is still not the best education system. But people that have the chance to go outside the United States, outside Nigeria, they do go. Most especially the United States and United Kingdom as well.
Okay. So what is the most prominent industry in Nigeria?
So I would say it's still the tech sector, probably the tech sector, and I would say not the insurance, because the insurance is not so efficient. But I would say the tech industry is still the most efficient.
What about energy industry?
I mean, the energy industry, it's a huge prospect, but we're still behind in terms of technology. It's not like a lot has not been done for you to be able to.
You mean the infrastructure?
The infrastructure is still very, very underdeveloped.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have a lot of energy, petroleum resources, and all of that, but we're still behind in development.
So the industry is not very developed, but
you have
resources.
Yeah, the resources are there. There are a whole lot of resources.
Yeah. And in China, America, there's a statistic that in China, for Chinese students, America is the biggest, the most popular place to study, to go abroad. And England is the second, and Australia would be third. So in your country, which one is the best country?
I mean, the best country is just the first one. I agree with the first and second, America. Like everybody that wants to go for a very good education, to go to America.
Okay.
When you go to America to get a degree, like you Nigerian, and you go to America to get a degree, and you go back home, there's so much respect for that degree you have.
Okay.
Because they place a lot of huge emphasis on the American education.
Yeah.
Then also the UK, because another thing is it's easier for Nigerians to get to the UK because we are colonized by the United Kingdom.
Oh, you mean before?
Yeah, England, yeah. So it's easy for some people to get in there, although it's expensive.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, probably more expensive than American, I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe.
But it is expensive to get to the UK.
Yeah, you mean the living cost in London must be more expensive than here. Yeah,
exactly.
I also want to ask you, like, when you decide your choice that you want to apply for a college here in the US, what kind of preparations you did?
So the first thing was, I have a brother that was already in the US. He's a med student.
Okay.
He's now a doctor at Cleveland Clinic.
Oh.
But so he helped me a lot in terms of locations that might be good for me to settle down easily.
Yeah.
And I had a few options. Yeah. I mean, Chicago was one, Cleveland was another one, and also I had Maryland as well. And those three cities, I went to all those three cities, and at the end of the day, I settled for Cleveland. Okay. I lived in Chicago for about a year. Oh. And I worked in Chicago for a while, and Cleveland was just the most appealing place for me to come.
Oh, really? Yeah. So what about the preparations for applications? What kind of like exam you want? You
so I mean, the first thing was for me to do the GRE exam.
Okay.
Which I did, and I actually got a very good score. So I did the GRE, and I did the TOEFL as well, because sometimes we are an English-speaking country, but they want us to do the TOEFL regardless, just to be sure that your English is sound.
Yeah.
So I did the exams, and when it came to the application, like those 3 cities I mentioned that I was gonna settle down in, my brother helped me out with in terms of like top schools out there that I could possibly apply to.
Okay.
And then also went online. I had this Excel sheets of various schools that I actually put on there.
Yeah.
Just looking online, cities I kind of felt like I wanted to go.
Yeah.
I looked for the top schools there, and I started to put them in and started to send in applications.
Okay.
Which it took me about a year to do the application process.
Okay. So you prepare for a year.
Yeah,
a whole year.
A whole year. Yeah.
While you're still working.
Yeah, while I was working. Yes.
Working, and then you.
Because there was a lot of schools. There was a lot of essays to be written. Sending a transcript, that kind of took a while. Sending from Nigeria. So all those things took a while to get this done.
Yeah, I have a question. You mentioned you took GRE for your exam, but for the business school, we also could like take GMAT. So what difference between GRE and GMAT?
So
from your perspective,
from my perspective, a lot of schools now accept the GRE as well.
Yeah.
But mostly when you go to business school, like technical schools like that, they prefer the GMAT is very quantitative kind of exam, so that kind of tests your quantitativeness going into business school. But also GRE does the same thing. But GRE is mostly for people going for masters or masters in any other thing else, because GRE is it's more like the general one, but GMAT is more like a specific business school.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's what the difference is. But for any degree, you can take a GRE.
Yeah. Do you think that GRE is like easier to get a higher score?
The GRE is hard. I didn't do the GMAT, but I believe the GMAT is tough.
Yeah.
Based on what I heard, I have a friend that I went to. He was from Nigeria, so we went to the same college.
Yeah.
And he went to Emory University in Atlanta.
Okay.
And he took the GMAT. And he told me that it was very, 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 very hard.
I think GMAT, I took GMAT for twice. So I think GMAT kind of, if you are smart enough, you don't need to review. But if you are not like that smart, the GMAT smart way, they test people like in their way. So if you are smart in their way, you can get a higher score without reviewing, even reviewing.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. But the GRE is very hard.
GRE maybe it's like if you can spend lots of time reviewing, you can increase your scores significantly.
True.
But for GMAT, maybe the result will be very disappointing. Even you already spend lots of time. So that's my feeling for the GMAT.
You can say that because I don't know much about the GMAT, but the GRE, I know it took me because I was taking my time, and I knew that I wanted to get the best possible score to be able to at least get a scholarship.
Yeah.
So it took me 8 months studying for the GRE because I was working at the same time.
Wow.
So I didn't have strictly working. Strictly studying, but I had to take my time because I had to go to work as well and things like that.
So I think the most important thing is that you have to choose a exam that suits you, right? To fit with you, match with you.
Yeah.
And then if you choose that, you don't change, and then you just keep reviewing and keep going. And then you get the best score you can get.
You have to look at the requirements of the school as well.
Yeah.
If the school is accepting GRE and GMAT, and you feel like the GRE is more comfortable, then just do the GRE.
Totally.
But if you feel like they're accepting both and you're comfortable with the GMAT, then just do the GMAT. Just do what suits you based on the requirements of the school.
So next, I will ask you about your life here. You already here for several years, right?
Yeah.
So what's your life here, and what's the difference between your real life here with your imagination before you came here?
Coming here, I felt like it was just going to be a very easy life, to be honest. Because even though I had a very good job in Nigeria, too, things were still pretty hard.
Yeah.
You know, it was still tough. But coming here, I mean, I think my first disappointment was New York.
Oh,
I didn't know New York was that dirty.
Oh,
New York is dirty. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just my opinion.
Okay.
So I mean, I was disappointed because I always loved New York when I was back in Nigeria.
Okay.
And I saw New York, I was like, no, I'm disappointed. You know, this is not.
This big city, they have issues like that. Yeah.
So, I mean, just one of the things I actually faced was the weather. It was really hard getting used to the weather.
Oh, maybe Nigeria is hotter.
It's hot all year round.
Way hotter.
Yeah. So, I mean, the weather was just... I mean, I like the snow, but when the cold is too much, I can't take it.
Okay.
And also the food. The food is...
the food is kind of
I'm still not getting
burgers
used to it. I'm still not getting used to the food. I'm still struggling with the food.
Okay. Yeah. What's the difference in Nigeria? What kind of food do you have?
So most of our food is
like for the lunch of students, college students. What kind of food?
I mean, it depends on what suits you. We have a lot of I mean, our food is kind of similar to Chinese food.
Oh, really?
But it's not. It's not like the way
rice?
you make it, but we eat a lot of rice, just like Chinese food.
Okay.
We eat a lot of rice, and most of the other things we eat, like there's what we call eba, amala. They're all made from materials of rice as well.
Okay.
Like cassava. So it's more like, you know, in the same context.
But the taste is different.
Yeah, but the way we make it is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds.
It's very different from America.
It sounds nicer than food here.
Yeah, it's very different. It's very different from America. We don't. I mean, we have burgers, but a lot of people don't eat burgers like that.
Okay.
We are more of our food.
Yeah. So, what about the working environment here? You worked here, so do you think that it's harder? How you communicate with American colleagues?
Communicating with American colleagues is very different. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people can take offense to little things you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, people are sensitive to things. Okay. So you have to watch the way you relate with people to some extent. I mean, it took me a while to adjust to people because sometimes...
for example, you can make an example? Can you make an example?
Sometimes in Nigeria, I mean, people are not as outspoken in the U.S. as... You see somebody in the U.S. that, you know, is more outspoken to his manager. You know, and the way they speak to the manager, we might find it disrespectful in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they are more outspoken and more sensitive to things, and you know,
so they're more straightforward. I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of very different.
Yeah.
Relating, and also getting a job was it's hard.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
For the international.
Yeah,
students.
because it took me a while to at least get a job and all that. And, you know, so by the end of the day, I found a job, and you know. Yeah,
for the audience, some of our audience are from applicants, Chinese applicants. Do you have any tips for them for finding a job here?
So finding a job is possible. That I can tell you.
Yeah.
It's not. There's lots of jobs.
Yeah.
But one of the most important things is, first of all, you know, you have your coming here. Finding a job might be like impossible, but when you start to get into school. And you start to probably use some of the benefits like the OPT, the CPT, then you start to, it's easy for people to file for your green cards and things like that for you to get a job.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is when you're trying to get a job, if you're trying to get a job next year, you should start trying to find a job right now.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
So 1 year ahead.
Yeah, 1 year ahead is
at least 1 year earlier.
Recommended.
Yeah.
Because when you, for example, you're coming into an MBA program, and you're going into the summer to get an internship, you're not gonna wait for the spring semester. You have to start from as soon as you finish orientation. Yeah. Because they're gonna tell you that you need to start looking for an internship.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, you know, you just have to plan ahead.
That's a very good. I think it's a very good advice. Yeah. You have to prepare as soon as possible, as early as possible, and then if you want to pursue an internship in the next summer, you have to apply begin at September maybe.
Exactly.
Last year.
Because at the end of the day, you're applying for a summer internship. They know that.
Yeah.
So they know even if you're applying a year ahead, they're not gonna tell you to come start working now. They know you're applying for summer, so you have to start applying ahead. And the good thing is, the summer internships, they're always available.
Oh yeah.
From July, August of the previous year, so you have to start looking at them, you know, before the end of the year.
Yeah, that's a very cool tip. And also, do you have any suggestion for students' life here for foreign students?
I mean, the most important thing is relate with people, connect with people. That is going to get you a long way, especially people that are from where you come from. I mean, it's always important to reach out, because when you come to a new environment, it's gonna be like impossible to survive by yourself.
Yeah.
But other people have been here, so they can put you through certain things.
Speaking of other people, you mean those people that you're familiar with, or the new friends?
Not necessarily people you're familiar with. Okay. You might not know anybody.
Okay.
But for example, if I'm from China, I'm gonna try to look for probably like a Chinese society.
Society.
Yeah. That is within the school.
Yeah.
There you connect with people. They can help you with certain things.
Yeah.
And that way you might be looking for a roommate with a cheap, you want a cheap house, cheap apartment, and someone might be looking for a roommate. You can find somebody there.
So always try. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So always try to find people in your same circle, of your culture, and then you can
reach out.
You can reach out from there,
people,
right?
Exactly.
You don't need to stay there, but you can begin there.
You can begin there.
Yeah.
Because if I'm speaking Mandarin and speaking Mandarin, it's easy for us to connect.
Yeah.
Compared to someone that's speaking a different language.
Yeah, of course.
So I mean, that's very important.
Okay. So my last question will be kind of more political. Are you familiar with Zimbabwe?
Yes, very familiar.
So what kind of information you can offer for our audience? Because some of our audience they care about politics. So do you think that now the president in Zimbabwe is a good president or a bad president?
I mean,
from your perspective.
From my perspective, it's I won't say he's a bad guy.
He just stepped down.
But the fact that you've been in power for 37 years, I mean, I don't see that as a democracy anymore. You need to be able to let other people, like election, let other people contest.
Yeah.
Change the system. I mean, it's always very important to change the system.
Yeah.
So don't just specifically say that, I want, I'm going to be in power. Because there was a time he said, I'm going to be in power until I die. I mean, that's just...
And he's kind of very, very old. Right?
Yeah, he's very old. He's like 96 now.
96.
So, I mean, what can you do at 96? Give the chance to the young generation,
So, do you think he made a right decision to step down as the president of the Zimbabwe?
I mean, that's the best decision for him, because I feel like he was forced to step down, but I think that is the best decision.
But he keep his reputation.
Yeah,
he was forced, but
to be honest, the reputation, it's not really there anymore, because he's lost a lot of trust of people. Okay. But now I feel like the young generation coming in, the new opposition party, they should be able to at least, rebuild from there and rebuild a system that will help, channel them into a democracy.
So you think the young generation in Zimbabwe, they already kind of they kind of are not happy with the old president?
I don't think so, because if you have somebody that's been there for almost 40 years, I want to be able to
change.
Freedom of me contesting for an election and winning an election and ruling my people, not specifically having somebody there for life. It's unacceptable. That's what makes the world's democracy great. You have change, you have opposition.
So you have a very good hope for Zimbabwe.
I'm hopeful for Zimbabwe now. They've taken that step. So what happens after that is gonna determine a lot. Okay. So I'm hopeful.
Yeah, I'm also. I hope that the people in Zimbabwe will get a better life after this, right?
Hopefully.
All right. Thank you, Lolu, for your time. You're very busy. Thank you very much. Have a good day and happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all the audience. Bye bye.